All right, time now for what's on the radar. And we're back with Brooke Thackray, research analyst at Global X. And Brooke, you're looking at gold right now, keeping an eye on it. What do you have your eye on it for?
Well, I think the tailwinds behind gold. We've seen gold do extremely well through 2025. It's pulled back here a little bit from around,
but it's still up, though.
It's still up, yeah. Absolutely. We haven't broken down. So the pattern that we've seen in gold is we've seen the consolidation, rally, a consolidation, rally. We just haven't seen that breakdown happen. And the tailwinds are still there. So I think we're in a pause at this point, not a peak.
Yeah.
And it's just looking for another catalyst to move higher. It's got some temporary pressure right now because the Federal Reserve looks like, they're less and less likely to be cutting interest rates over the next while. I mean, they're still expected to cut, but they're expected to do 4 cuts in a year. Not too long ago, now it's 3 cuts in a year.
Yeah.
So, this has had a little bit of an impact on gold, but the central banks are still buying. Governments are still spending money. So all the drivers behind gold are still there. And so I think we're in the consolidation phase, and I think we're just waiting until some sort of catalyst comes along, and then we'll move up to the next level.
And any indicators, have they considered not buying or slowing down? The Fed, the banks, or the governments in that?
Yeah, central banks are still buying gold. They've done some record amounts. That really started to happen. They've been net buyers since 2010. They really started to ramp it up in 2022, and they've been consistent buyers. So it's not really the North American central banks. It's more some of the Eastern countries.
Mm-hmm.
Poland's been a big buyer of gold, one of the largest buyers of gold as well. And we're seeing a lot of retail buying in China. So a lot of the retail consumers going out and buying gold. We don't see it here right now. There isn't that same excitement for gold, and so that's another thing. If people start to get excited about gold, we could in North America we could start to see the price go up.
Almost like I remember in the early '80s when silver went. I remember my parents going through finding all the silver they didn't want, silver spoons and everything. We were selling it all, and we could see that going. Why are Eastern countries like Poland, why are they looking at it? And then here in North America, the federal banks are kind of staying away from it. Well, I think it's staying away from it, but not as engaged.
Yeah, well, for a fun fact, Canada has 0 gold as far as foreign reserves for the Bank of Canada. So yes, we're not buying.
They're staying away for sure then.
Yeah. So there's a couple things I think going on here, and China's been a huge buyer over time, and so they're trying to set up some sort of alternative currency in the BRICS nation at some point. Now, not a currency you'd actually go out and buy items with per se, but a trading currency between countries. So we're seeing a lot of those countries that are part of that mechanism say, hey, well, we better start accumulating gold. And Poland, I can't say specifically for Poland because they wouldn't be part of that, but they just see it as being a more important aspect in today's world. And perhaps they're seeing the same things taking place, more money printing, and they're saying, well, where do we go? Do we just go to the U.S. dollar? But, we could see more inflation down the road for the U.S. dollar. And I think we're seeing a more importance of gold as part of the foreign reserves like it used to be at one time. It's just coming back into favor.
And if you're looking at buying some, what are some of the best ways at this point right now?
Well, so there's different ways. You could buy stocks, gold mining stocks like Barrick, we saw do really well last week. You could buy gold ETFs that actually own gold miners, or you could buy gold ETFs that actually hold the bullion as well as a representation. Or you could buy the physical product as well as an example. So you'd actually go out and purchase, just like the Chinese are doing at the retail level.
And I want to ask about this. Walmart sells gold, right? Was it Walmart?
It's Costco.
Sorry, Costco sells gold. We were just talking about. Can you get it at a price there that it's worth it?
Yeah, the price is actually very reasonable. I'm not trying to put a plug in
No,
but it's very
it's an interesting place to find gold, right?
Yeah, it's actually, and when they first came out with this last year, they kept selling out. They're like, every month they came back and it would be out of stock, and they kept going and going. So we're starting to see some sort of pickup. But the pricing's actually pretty good. And you can actually arbitrage the price, because Costco doesn't change their prices very often. Yeah. If the spot price rises, you can actually buy it sometimes at Costco cheaper than what the actual spot price is. I mean, not all the time, of course, but there's also gold bullion dealers as well that are very reputable that are exist in Canada that you can contact as well to buy gold if you wanted to do the physical route.
Of course, the trade-off, if you actually have it, you got to hide it somewhere.
Yeah, I think you're better off. I think you're better off to keep it outside the home and in a safe, if that's the avenue, or have somebody else do the storage for you.